What's up, Tackle Warehouse fans? Walker here on this week's episode of What's New Tackle Warehouse. Fall fishing is just right around the corner. A lot of the temperatures in the country are starting to drop, and your cold water fishing is about to start ramping up. This week is an awesome player when it comes to cold water fishing. We've got jerk baits, little swim baits, shaky heads, rods, reels, everything for that cold water fishing. First, I want to jump right into the Pflueger President XT casting rods. Now, Pflueger's been around for a really long time. They've made some of the most classic and well-performing rods and reels on the market for many years, and this President XT series of rods is no exception. It's a great looking rod. I mean, you've got the exposed cork there, just that black blank, some of the nice greenish brown wrapping on the guides and accents on that rod. I'm a big fan of how this rod looks. Now, performance-wise, you've got some aluminum guides with this zirconium inserts. That's really going to help you when you're fishing with braided lines. It helps the braid kind of slide through those guides, make long casts, and just smoothly go through them. That's an awesome thing there, and it also reduces weight. So this is a really light rod. It's made from a 24-ton carbon blank there, so it's just super light and strong rod. Now, I am a fan of this split grip style here. Some of my rods, when I'm power fishing, stuff like that, I like a full cork handle, but most of the fishing that I do, finesse fishing, spotted bass fishing, is a big passion of mine. So I really like these split grip rods just because I feel they're a little bit more apt for that finesse fishing. You're able to kind of launch baits out there. You've got the exposed blank, which leads to more sensitivity, just something that I'm a big fan of, and I think that this rod has done very well is the exposed blank. You've got it there on the split grip, and then even there, if you can see there on the reel seat, you got the exposed blank on the back there, so even your trigger finger is getting a little exposed blank action to kind of notice some of those bites from hopefully the giant fish you're going to catch on the Pflueger President XT casting rods. Now, to go along with that, Pflueger's kind of come out with a Pflueger President XT casting reel. Staying with the same theme, they've got a classic look here. You've got the cork handles on the reel. You've got an awesome little gray matte finish deal on there that just looks super clean and pairs up exceptionally well with that President XT casting rod. It's super smooth on the retrieve. You got a bunch of different dials as far as your anti-braking system, your spool tension knob, everything like that is super dialed in. To be able to aid in those long casts, make it a smooth retrieve. And this thing boasts a ton of drag power. You're going to be able to make far cast, really pinpoint accurate casts, and then also just have a lot of drag power when you're setting the hook into some of those huge fish. Now, this reel is a great little reel, like I was mentioning here, to pair with that President XT. So Pflueger's went ahead and made it available at tacklewarehouse.com. We've got the Pflueger President XT casting rods, the Pflueger President XT casting reels, and then also the Pflueger President XT combos available through us. All right, next up, we're going to talk about a bunch of new baits from Berkley. Now, you guys are probably familiar with the Stunna series of jerkbaits, but Berkley's went ahead and added a few additions to the lineup. First, we've got the new Berkley Stunna 100 size. Now, this time of year, a lot of the bass are feeding on smaller bait fish, whether it's thread fins, little smaller bluebacks, even smaller gizzards, whatever it may be, just smaller bait fish as that cold water ramps up a lot around most of the country. That 100 is going to be a key player in your fall fishing. I've already gotten a little bit of a fish caught on the 100 size. I'm a big fan of it. It does, your typical stunted jerk, just darts really erratically around in the water, and that smaller profile just leads to a lot more bites, especially this time of year, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of it. That's the Berkley Stunna in the 100 size. Now, they've also got the new 100, but this is in their +1 version. So it's the same profile as that 100, the smaller bait fish imitator, but this is going to be a little bit of a deeper diver. Like I mentioned, I'm a spotted bass guy, so going around the lake, looking on forward-facing sonar, nothing makes me more mad than when I see 15 fish wolf pack my bait, but they just don't seem to commit. I've found that it's a really unique thing to do is just get a little bit of a deeper diving bait in front of their face when they don't want to come all the way up in the water column, but they still want something just right in front of their face. I feel like I get a lot more bites if I'm able to get that bait a few more feet down and just kind of present it a little bit more closely to where they were sitting in the column. So that 100 size Stunna and the +1 is going to be able to do that perfectly. Just get right down to the depth that they're sitting in, usually around that 6 to 9 foot. This is going to sit right around 7 or 8. It's a slow sinking, suspending kind of deal. So if you leave it on a pause, it'll kind of sink a little bit. I've gotten a lot of fish caught on this year, and I'm super excited that we finally added the +1 and the 100 to our lineup. Now, they've also got the regular style 112, but this is in the +2 diving depth. So this has got that huge, long, wide bill on there. extra deep diver from Berkley. Same kind of a thing like I was mentioning, if you're finding that they don't want to come up to that +1, throw on a 112 +2. This is gonna get all the way down to, I believe, 10 foot, right around that range. And it's just a super effective way to work a jerkbait, is that deep where a lot of people are not able to work a jerkbait. The Berkley Stunna 112 +2 is able to get down to those deep depths, catch a lot of big fish. I'm hoping it's gonna catch me a lot of big fish, and you know, this time of year, again, the jerkbait is just something you gotta have tied on all year long. So the 112 +2 is something that I will definitely have tied on probably this weekend, to be honest with you. Now, they've also gone and made a couple new things when it comes to the Berkley Magic Swimmer. Now, this is, you know, no new bait. The Magic Swimmer, or Sebile Magic Swimmer, Berkley Magic Swimmer, has been around for many years, caught a lot of fish. I'm a big blueback herring lake, Highland Reservoir, spotted bass guy, so this has been a key player when I'm fishing pretty much year round for my entire life. But Berkley's went ahead and made a couple new series. They've got the new freshwater series lineup of Berkley Magic Swimmers. It's a couple new colors. This one here is Perpsicle, is how you say that. They've also got a bunch of new colors. They've got just straight chrome, a morning dawn chrome, which is, you know, very good this time of year, probably my personal favorite, an olive bone one, a couple different ones that are just meant for that Highland Reservoir, you know, herring fisheries that when they chase those kind of shad profile, blueback herring profiles around, this is an awesome bait to burn on the surface, run it, you know, a couple inches under there. I've had some crazy blowups. A couple of my buddies have, you know, guyed out on the lake, and they have this tied on pretty much year round. You can throw it if you're a seasoned vet or if you're a new angler. It just flat out catches fish. And I'm super excited. They've went ahead and added the new freshwater series lineup of the Berkley Magic Swimmer. All right, next up, we're gonna talk about some of this week's soft plastic baits. First one here from Nikko Fishing. I'm a big fan of Nikko Fishing. This is their Shaky head worm. A great little worm made from a super durable, stretchy, tough material, super buoyant. This is gonna be awesome for those days when the bite's a little tough, the fish are a little pressured, you need something just a little bit more you know, different than what they've seen. So this worm here features a very wide spade tail on the bottom. It's gonna lead to a lot of natural action, a lot of, you know, flailing around there on the bottom. Again, it's made from an ultra buoyant material. So while you've got your shaky head on there, your Texas rig, whatever you want to, however you want to rig this worm, that head is gonna be weighted on there, and the tail is just gonna be going absolutely ballistic, sticking straight up in the water. Gonna be an awesome player there. One thing I want to call out about this bait, I'm not sure if the camera is gonna pick it up even. They've got a hole actually molded in the plastic for this bait for your hook point. A lot of times when I'm rigging these stretchy, you know, ultra durable, extra tough baits, it's really hard for me to kind of get that plastic material over the shank of my hook or around the bait keeper, whatever it may be. But this is, they've thought of everything. They've got that hole molded on there. It's gonna hold your hook point right in place where it needs to be on there for a 4/0 hook. You know, just kind of the do-all worm, I guess you would say, as far as shaky head fishing. Looks ultra realistic, available in a wide array of fish catching colors. That is the new Nikko Fishing Shaky Head Worm. Next up, traditionally, Tackle Warehouse has been a bass fishing website, bass fishing store, but we're kind of dipping our toe in the water of crappie fishing. Right now, we've got the Bait Fuel Nano Swim. Now, Jake talked, you know, to you guys a few weeks ago about a bunch of new crappie baits, but I wanted to call this one out here. I have never seen this style swim bait or crappie bait, you know, in the small finesse style bait. It's actually got a small wedge tail there that's traditionally found in a lot of the 6, 7, 8, 9 plus size caliber, you know, bass fishing swim baits. That's that big side to side sweeping action that you get from a wedge tail is now available in the Nano swim bait. Something I'm super excited about. I can see myself catching a bunch of crappie, maybe even some panfish, some trout, whatever on this. You know, I would say, you know, kind of pioneered that finesse wedge tail swim bait. I'm super excited to pick some of these up. They're available in a bunch of colors, like I mentioned, in that little swim bait there for crappie fishing. Also, we've got the Bait Fuel Nano Bug. Now, this is something that you can kind of see has got a wider body, but when I turn it to the side, hopefully you guys can see that it's got the really slim profile, got that slim but wide tail on there, and then also some kind of flatter flanged wings off this bait here. I can't see this not working. This is gonna work everywhere in the country. Little finesse bait, I would throw it on a jig head, maybe a micro drop shot. However you wanna fish it, it's gonna be able to catch a bunch of fish. This actually is my favorite color I've seen, is the Cajun Cricket, little orange chartreuse in there, but available in a bunch of different fish catching colors. That is the Bait Fuel Nano bug. That's going to wrap up this week's episode of What's New Tackle Warehouse. If you liked any of the product you saw, make sure you click the link in the description. And again, make sure you check out our website to check out all of our new product here at tacklewarehouse.com.